what are some of the common reasons for leaders or senior leaders to leave large organizations?
But there are people which I know, they said, sorry, I'm service provider company is boring. I want to explore product companies. At any given point of a time, Bala, running a show like this with 90%, 95% of human resources.
How do you typically ensure that the people in bench are properly utilized?
You have to go and approach the customers for your proposals, and for that technology, you create a bench. Number one.
Nowadays, larger enterprises are constantly pushing towards full-time work from office kind of a setup.
They can take a call. They can they can tell their assistants and the next level of doctors or nurses saying that you do this, you do that, you cut like this, you do like this. It's done. Productivity, super productivity. Because I can do it sitting at home. I can do multiple surgeries like this, right? So that doesn't work out.
Over the past few years, we have been hearing several waves of layoff across the global technology industry. Do you think these layoffs are unavoidable business decisions?
Just like that, calling one person and asking you to leave on Fridays, those things and all, it's not good. And we never experienced that in our Indian organizations and all.
Hey everyone, I'm Bala Vishnu Ranganathan, founder and CEO of Technotackle Software Solutions Coimbatore. So this conversation today is part of my upcoming book, The Retention Code, A Founder's Guide to Building Teams That Stay. In the journey of building Technotackle, one pattern was particularly clear to me. Companies scale delivery, but generally the underlying team stability is often ignored, right? So what happens is teams keep on changing, the execution slows down, the knowledge resets happen, and then at the end of the day, the growth becomes harder than it should really be. So this led to a idea that attrition is not just a HR issue, but it is also a core business problem in every services industry. So, through this book, I am bringing together practical insights from leaders who have managed large teams and real world delivery to understand what exactly it takes to build a team that stays for long run. Today, I'm very glad to have Mr. Mangalakumar with us. He has over 25 years of experience in leading delivery and managing large teams across complex programs. This gives him a strong practical understanding of what it takes to build and sustain stable teams. Mangal, welcome. Great to have you here on the show.
Thank you, Bala. Thanks.
So,
Nice meeting you
to
as well.
start with, thank you, Mangal. So, to start with, I'd love for you to introduce yourself in your own words.
Sure. So I'm in this IT industry for since 2001, and I started my career as a ABAPer, SAP ABAPer as a developer, and I moved into technology leader. I worked as a delivery management, and I also worked at onsite for onsite coordinator for offshore delivery. And currently, I'm into delivery management for a banking client with around 310 plus FTEs on working with me. So that's my overall, career perspective. And on the technology perspective, I worked in multiple technologies. As I said, I started my career with SAP, and then I've also currently working in MuleSoft, automation testing. So now that is being in delivery management, I'm getting into all the aspects of the technology as well as the domain perspective. So currently I'm working in HCL, and I previously worked in Mahindra Satyam, Mahindra Consulting Limited, and in Brain Infotech. So that's my experience.
Great to hear that. So I'm sure our viewers will be getting a lot of insights based on your 25 years of experience. So a quick disclaimer, viewers. So all the views so Mangal shares is based on his individual experience and does not represent the organization he's currently employed. So that said, let's directly get into the interview. So, Mangal, one thing I want to ask you first is like in today's IT industry, I see many professionals believe that switching companies frequently is the fastest way to grow their career and salary. As someone who has spent nearly 15 years in the same organization and you also grew into senior leadership, how do you view this belief both from a employee perspective and a leadership perspective in the long run?
Okay. So first thing is, let me be very openly, tell you. It'll be a little bit blunt. We all work for money, right? And either it could be a junior, senior, or mid-level. Everybody works for money, right? Because we give our efforts, we use our talent so that to earn money out of it. So that's a kind of a business, right? When a businessman invests on his product, he expects the return of investment. Same thing, a person, individual, who's an employee, who invests his time, invests his efforts, he will expect the return on investment. We should see that aspect. Either it should be a leader like me or a CEO and founder like you. We have to see an employee that he also think himself as an investment as an individual. Though he don't have a product, they don't have anything to sell it, but he is having his talent to sell it. Basically, he's selling its talent, right? So that is one thing which we have to understand when we have to stick on to this. So we should not have any second thought about it.
Right.
It means what? It means like we can expect that person who's using his efforts, who's using his talent to earn money, he can be loyal to one customer. Say, for example, we as a businessman, right? We invest the product, we look for a customer, we sell the product, we'll get the money. Same thing an employee thinks about, I have my own talent, I have my efforts, I'm selling to the employer, I'm getting the money out of it. So a customer can be a loyal customer to an employer, to a businessman, for example. When it will happen? When it will happen is when a businessman treats the customer properly and give him the benefits out of it, right? And giving the value additions to the customer, give the perks to the customer, discounts to the customer. There are a lot of things which we will make to retain a customer, right? As a businessman, I'm talking about. So when we do that, a customer will be loyal to us, right? The same way, when a person, as a person, he's not a businessman, right? An employee is not a businessman, but still he sells something, right? It's not, no employer will keep an employee for charity. He is looking for some skills, some talent, some experience so that he will stick on to his company. So employer will use his talent, use his efforts, use his experience. So when a person is offering everything to a company, he treats that company as a customer, for example, right? Because customer gives the money, here employer gives the money. So when a person will stick to that is when not only, now we'll come to the employer thing, when not only an employee is loyal to that company, in turn, the employer is more loyal to an employee in a way to make him to stick on to his company. What are all the things which we are supposed to do? He has to do it. The reason is an employer making use of that employee to earn money from his customer in IT world. It means like when he treats the customer with all the perks, discounts, with the value additions, the same thing has to be given to here as well. So what happens is a customer will be loyal to an employer for a businessman, and the same businessman will be considered as an employer for the employee. Same value additions to be given there, same loyalty should be shown there, some benefits should be shown there, perks, etc. So employee will be loyal. This is what my understanding. This is the way like I look for the people who are working with me, right?
Got it, Mohit. If all this is done properly, so people stay with us for longer. So I think that's a great starter for the interview. Thank you, Mohit, for the wonderful detailed explanation. Moving on. You have spent like nearly 15 years in your current company working in senior leadership role. Uh, I would like to know specifically, like, what are the key factors which makes seniors like you stay within the organizations for a longer time? This time, specifically about the senior leaders on this.
Okay. So now the question is coming to me directly. What made you to stay? He said all those things, whatever you told you, it's happened to you, or that's the way, right? Yes, it's happened. It happened. It happened. That's the reason I'm here, right? Uh, see, exactly the same thing. What I told needs to happen. It happened to me as well, right? The treatment was better, much better, wherever I stayed, in current company, previous companies. Where the treatment comes is from our immediate manager and from our next level of managers. That's all. So you have the scope of discussing, dealing with your immediate manager and the next level of manager. Maybe sometime next to next also. That's very rare. But how the way we work along with our managers, number one, and how the support we are getting from our team as well. So this both works out. That's number one. The way, like how, as I told you, right, the periodic benefits that comes to an employee makes him to stay. Benefits as well as the treatment. So first I cleared about the treatment. Second is about the benefits as well. The periodic benefits. There are a lot of policies in our current company, in my previous company, in all the companies, right? They have the long-term incentives. If you stay longer, you will get the relevant benefits out of it, and the periodic appraisals that shows your performance, and aligned with the appraisal performance, what is that hike you're going to get out of it. So all those things have ensured that not to turn around and see what is going on in the market, right? That's one. And second is about the roles. Promotion, getting into new designation is different. You're doing a higher role is different. People will get promotion sitting in the same role, or people will be doing higher roles without getting the promotion. This both should be in a sync. But how I'm looking out of it, the way, like how my leadership team, my managers in my past and all, how they have educated me is, don't expect a promotion before you do the role, at least before you are prepared for the role, right? So thankfully, the mentors who are all I came across so far, they all given, when I'm doing a role, they all give me 1.5 of that role at that point of a time. But looking at for at least for 1 or 2 years, is this guy is capable of doing 1.5x? If he's capable, give him 1.5x, right? And if I achieve 1.5x, the remaining 0.5 automatically it will come when I've been promoted.
Anil, from your observation, what are some of the common reasons for leaders or senior leaders to leave large organizations despite strong compensation and good brand value they are getting from staying there?
See, as I told you, if people are considering the factors, whatever I told, right, that doesn't make them to go out, because I've seen senior leaders, very senior leaders, 30 plus experience of people, not only one, lot of people in my current company, in my previous company, in other companies, whatever I'm hearing, people are there staying there for 30-35 years, and they are in top level, in very senior levels, right? So one category is there, and other category is they want to explore something new, probably, right? Maybe they want to explore a product company, because if I'm in a service provider company, for example, if I'm not a person like I just want to explore just for the sake of exploring. But there are people which I know, they said, sorry, I'm service provider company is boring, I want to explore product companies. And my friends are there in product companies, end user companies, they're saying, I've just got stuck with one particular surroundings. Wherever I go, I'm seeing the same people for past 15 years. I want to go to service provider company. In service provider company, you have multiple projects. 2 years you'll work for this project, you will see the people. Next 2 years, you won't see anybody. You will see entirely new people within the organization on the client side, right? So exploration is one of the aspect which the senior level of people will also look into it. not only money or role or responsibility, which they get it here, but the possibility of getting into a new area, new environment, new exploration is what they look for.
Now, moving on to like the impact of attrition in global delivery. This, Mangal, across your career, you have been into delivery, account leadership roles, etc. When did you first realize that attrition can seriously impact delivery and client trust? Was there a moment or project that made it kind of clear to you?
Made it sort of
uh, Clear. Was there a moment that made it clear to you that attrition will impact projects and client trust? Was there a moment or a project where that was practically visible?
never.
Oh, okay. I think you're
Never.
right.
Attrition will be there in my current account, in my previous. Attrition was there, is there, it's going to be there, but none of the time I will allow that attrition to impact the business as usual for the delivery. Reason I will tell you. First, I will tell you why I'm so confident on this. Then I will tell you the reason. Attrition will never, ever. I will not. I will in the sense like we shouldn't make attrition impacting the business. Reason is we are not doing a one-man show here. We are all as a team, right? And it's not a one product as such. Your customer, my customer, is not using my car, is not using my premium car so that it got stuck somewhere. So without that car, he will not be able to travel. Nothing like that. It's not a one-man show or one-man product, right? It's a human resources perspective. At any given point of a time, Bala, running a show like this with 90%, 95% of human resources. Now it's not you know that now how it's changing. It's not only human resources. Now it is moving into tools perspective, right? You also have you have the tool now along work with human resources. In IT, it's going to be very soon. It's going to be human resources plus the tool. You know all the tools in the market now, which is coming, right? Anthropic tools and other tools and all. Claude, for which does the development, testing, deployment. So going forward, it will be both human resource as well as the tool. So you have to rely on both. But till today, as of today, we are relying only on human resources, right? 95% of the reliability only on human resources. In the past, it's 100%, right? So how do we came through this journey? Because of only one reason: backup. You can't just trust anybody that they will stay forever in company in the project. Either it Bala or Mangal, we will not stay. That is what the mindset we should have. He will be very nice. He will be working very hard. You would be satisfied him with all the benefits and things, but still, we can't expect what triggers that person to quit the company. So at any given point of a time, Bala, we need to have a backup of at least 5% in our entire team. For example, if you're running a show with 50 members of team, right, you need to have at least 2 resources who are a backup for a critical skill set or critical domain. You have a backup of that. And also, attrition is something that, people are not just absconding, no? Absconding people, you wouldn't have got any kind of a outcome from that.
Notice. Yeah.
So the people who are going out, attrition, 3 months we have, 2 months we have, based on the companies. So you need to have the internal bench pool where, see, big companies, big organizations, they have a bench pool, and with the relevant skill set, what actually this skill set of this employee who is going out, you might have a near match skill within the organization. So the moment he put the paper, getting the near match skill or the exact skill within the bench pool, getting it, training that person aligned with him it's not going to be a tough task. Only problem is the people. I got some problem. It's not like no problem at all. The people who are very close to the customer. You might be an on-site, Bala, for example, and you will be closely working with the customer. And if you put the paper, if you resign, customer will expect, I want only Bala. If he's not there, sorry, you're losing this order.
Right.
That happens. But what is that maturity you have as a person, so that you go and explain to the customers, see, it's not only Bala, right? There is a Bala 2, Bala 3. Yes, emotionally you've been pondered with Bala because of all the efforts you have put. Maybe in deployment period you would have spent 2 full nights working with that client. They won't forget, no? They will also should be. They will think that they should be loyal with you. So that's the way it happens. But it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out in the sense we have to explain to the customer that this is a situation is moving on, so we can't stop him. So you will be getting an alternative. Might be 1 or 2 months there will be some sort of a glitch, but definitely we will support as a organization. We will support because we have other people also to support. So we ensure that deliverables is not getting impacted. That is the way we should do. But working with the client side is going to be a problem, and you should be careful whenever you have your resources working closely with client. You need to have a period check of what is it they're delivering, right? It's not only delivery matters that client wants this person, right? It also has the support what he has done in the past, that still stocks. But today he may not do anything. He may not do much thing. I would say not anything. He may not do much thing which a person hard worker will be doing in your team. So you need to match that. You need to educate it. That's the way. So attrition should not impact your deliverables, and you have to be very much watchful. Monitor it closely what people are doing. Everybody in your team, whatever they are doing, you should be knowing it. As a delivery manager or as a project manager, delivery lead, team lead, they should be watchful enough of what people are doing in terms of BAE.
Got it. Got it. So thank you for that. Mangal, a quick follow-up question there. So I agree with your concept of having 5% bench or backup resources. So my question there is, how do you typically ensure that the people in bench are properly utilized so their skills are also growing and they add at least some value to the organization while they are in bench?
The only thing is people, why they come to bench? Their projects got completed. They're waiting for other project, right? So I will start from founder like you, from that level. Bench strength is something that which we can keep it only based on the forecast what we have. If you have a forecast of, okay, I submitted a proposal to that client, to this client, some 5-6 clients, and prospects is something I may get out of 5, I may get 2 clients, right? And what is that technology domain they require is something that this is the one. So if they expect 50 resources, at least I need to have 10 resources in my bench. At that point of a time, you start increasing your bench. That's the way it starts, right? It's not like just like that I'm getting somebody from market, I'm placing in the bench. Based on their skill set, I'm going into the market. It won't work out. It might work out for some sort of a business, but with a proper traditional way or the proper way of businesses, organic way, how you want to increase the businesses, you have to go and approach the customers for your proposals. And for that technology, you create a bench, number one. The moment your project is approved, right? When the project is started, you have your bench strength, all the 50 members of team, you have 10 members already, you place them and start your increasing of the resources. That is one. This is one way of keeping a bench. The next way of keeping the bench is this project is getting over. They come back to bench, correct? And then they have to wait for a project. What we are supposed to do? What we are supposed to do is the moment any projects are getting over, we need to pitch in for the same technology with some other client. We need to be in a rotation. When how an employee is getting rotated from project to project to project, same way from our organization perspective, founders like you, I'm quoting an example, always you. So founders like you will keep looking for the project, looking for the new proposal which aligns with the same skill sets, align the same domain, so that you will be in a rotation basis. That is one. Worst case, we are not getting the projects. Somehow these resources are got into the bench. 1 month over, what we can do, upskill them. You might be having other projects, running other projects, or you might be expecting other proposal that is in a different technology altogether. Cross skill this person or upskill this person. Upskilling is easy. Java to Spring Boot is easy, but Java to .NET, cross skilling is tough. But we have to ensure that people are dynamic in a way of learning it. So upskill or cross skill, that person, not for just a sake of training. That person has to come out of the training with a kind of a complete understanding of the technology. You can conduct internal assessments. You can do some mock interviews, how best he has picked up. Ensure that that person is not getting rusted. He is being upskilled and is getting ready for your next set of business. See, basically the business and the human resource should align in IT. If that's not aligning, we are going in a different wrong direction.
Got it. Mangal, keep right. Mangal, moving on to the next area. So, in large organizations, generally leaders like you behave more like intrapreneurs, right? Like taking ownership of your business unit or client accounts as if you run your own company, right? Entrepreneurs versus intrapreneurs. So, you are like an intrapreneur within your uh, organization. There'll be multiple intrapreneurs here. So here my question is, as like an SME founder, many of us can quickly change any policies, etc. We discover a new retention framework, we can quickly go and implement it. But senior leaders in large organizations like you work within an established corporate framework, meaning you cannot go and change everything outside of your boundary, even if that sounds good to you. So when there is such a restriction, how do you ensure that the retention and team stability is there, even when you don't have full authority over the company-wide policies?
First thing is, Bala, when I have some idea and I want to implement it in terms of retaining, in terms of your prime point is there for resourcing, right? The policy perspective,
Yes.
what company has established. So
Correct.
I'm just managing it, the 300 members of team, right? And for my line of business, for example, with 3,000 people, there will be a tag person. A person who helps me in recruiting. Like that, for when you go to the layers and layers and layers above, a person who's setting up the policy, he would have seen, like me, hundreds of people giving the ideas on day-to-day basis thing. And what such kind of a people will do is do the complete market analysis, research, competitors analysis, historical data, what we have had so far, what is the futuristic plans others are taking and what we are taking. So I might have a narrow mind of just, I want this guy, you change the policy. But the people who are above and above and above, who are looking into the holistic view, right? They would have gone through extensive policies, extensive ways of working, ideas, brainstorming sessions. After filtering everything, these policies are made. You might see that, it's something is just hindering my uh, uh, the next step of taking on person that is required. Without that, the system is what? The system to ensure that everything goes on with the process. If we are deviating somewhere, the system will collapse. It might look as a short term benefit for you by deviating, getting some exception approvals and all, but that doesn't work out on a long term. So what I will do is, normally I will stick on to the policies whatever has been made already. Within the policy framework, what best we can do, we will do. But at the same time, as like you said, you're a founder of a company. So if you decide at one point of a time, let's do this, let's get into the next step, that also happens. Like what? The way how you are justifying your business case, right? Maybe you may have to go for here, maybe Bala will decide. In a bigger organization, there will be 2 or 3 Balas. That's the difference. But the thing is, like, why 2 or 3 Balas are there? Because of the population, because of the scale of the work what we are doing, because of the volume of the business what we are doing. So there might be 2 or 3 Balas. It is the responsibility of a delivery leaders like me to take the proper business case and justify it. And it's not like hard and fact rule that they will just go, they will reject it. They will sit on a Bala seat and they will think, okay, this, if it is going to get benefited, let's go with this, but within the policy framework. It happens.
Right. Got it. Got it. Thank you for clarifying that. Anil, moving on to the next set of questions. So, this is mainly with respect to retention in the new hybrid era of work. Notice. So, across the industry, I see a divide in on this. See, one, nowadays larger enterprises are constantly pushing towards full-time work from office kind of a setup, while still some startups and SME continue to favor hybrid or remote flexibility to attract some specialized talent on this. In your view, which model do you believe is more sustainable in the long run for both productivity and retention?
I will quote some example, Bala. We are in developing softwares and industries, companies are using our software, right? And we are all kind of developers supporting people to ensure that software is reaching to the customer, right? Uh, at the same time, there are industries where people work on a daily basis at office, right? Where they do the life support, for example, doctors, right? When those people start working from home, right? They can take a call. They can assist. They can tell their assistants and the next level of doctors or nurses saying that you do this, you do that, you cut like this, you do like this. It's done. Productivity, super productivity, because I can do it sitting at home. I can do multiple surgeries like this, right? So that doesn't work out. It's not only for doctors. It's not only for lawyers cannot sit at home and they can do do the work at home instead of going to the court. I'm just quoting some examples. Everywhere, all the businesses needs to happen on the field. On the field. It's not like we got some opportunity to extend the work from home for a long time. That's all. Because of the only reason we have laptop, we have internet connectivity. That's the only thing which is making our life simpler to sit at home and then talk like this in front of camera with the clients, take the inputs and work and then give it to them. It might work for client because client is sitting somewhere else. No, he's not in India. He might be in some different part of the world. No other go. You have to connect like this only. But client will give the requirement and he'll go. Who's here to ensure it is getting executed? It is you, me, our developers, our testers, our bosses. It means like connectivity through like this virtually should work for the client related communication only, not with the team. Team, they are supposed to be on the field. A construction team, they are on field. A doctor's team, they are on field, right? You take any industries, a cinema, movie, they are shooting, they are on field. Nobody is sitting at home and they are working. Even though they have an opportunity to do all the graphics, GFX and all, in this currently scenario, people are on the field. So when you work on the field, when you work along with the team, the productivity improves. Forget about productivity. The mindset itself will be different, Bala. That I initial days of Corona period, I was thinking that productivity is huge. That's not a productivity. That's a kind of a illusion. We thought it's a productivity because of the only reason people are sitting a long time at home, right? Starting early at home, ending the day at home late. That's not productivity. That is something that people thought it's a new thing now for people. Hey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm sitting at home and I'm working for 12 hours. Excellent. I'm increasing my productivity. All my level of people, my managers, my subordinates, everybody thinking that we are increasing productivity. That is not the productivity. The productivity is mingling with the team in person. Just like that. See, if I want to discuss with you something, now what happens is I have to check, Bala, are you available in the chat? And then you will say yes. Then I will call you the teams. And the teams, even though we are on camera, that's not the thing which we can compare it with the way like how we work in office. In office, how it works, no? I have hundreds of people in the ODC. Just like that, I will walk in there. Hey, how are you? What's going on? Okay, what about this? That's it. Otherwise, everything will become a very formal nowadays, Bala. I have to set up a call. We have to bring team together. We have to ask them, and the personal relationship, the personal talks, what we do, no, that is gone. If that is gone, no, people will think always you are a manager only. But that will not happen in office. I will say, hey, எப்படி இருக்க? என்னாச்சு? What happened to that? What happened to this? Hey, by the way, what happened to the task? That's the way it is. You're getting the point, right? That will not happen in virtual. So hybrid it's a kind of a thing which has to stop. There is no hybrid at all. It can happen. It can be given for the people who are all having medical illness, right? For women who are all on the way for, I mean, if they have a delivery thing, they can sit at home. Post delivery, after maternity leave, they can sit at home, because they have to take care of a small baby. Medical issue, the things they can. These are all the things that can work out, right? Not for any personal reasons. Hybrid thing should be stopped, right? And my personal opinion, in my personal experience, whatever I felt is something that this is not working out at all. People sitting at office is a different ball game altogether. It could be small company, big company, doesn't matter, Bala. I'm just you don't have to discriminate on small or big. Everywhere, even in a small startup, in startup it is must to have a you said, right, startups are giving hybrid because of the reason people, they will not get the people from the market. They will if a person, if I'm imposing the strict rule in a bigger organization, you have to come to office, they will quit and go to a startup company, and startup company will say, come, I will offer you the work from home. You know how long that will work out? It won't work out for a long term. Startup companies are just thinking about in a short term benefit. Hey, someone, if I get in this technology, if he delivers it, I'm fine here. Let me see after 1 year. After 1 year, if the team is becoming bigger, I will pull this guy to the office. Let's see at that point of a time. Kind of a mindset, because startup companies, they want to deliver. They cannot lose the client, and they want the people, so they are compromising at this point of a time. The team, that cultural perspective, they are not seeing at this point of a time, because they have long way to go, Bala. Startups have long way to go. At that point of a time, they will think about it. Till then, they can use this hybrid policy extensively for their business, and they can utilize it.
Moving on to the next topic. This is a bit of a sensitive topic, I would say, mainly with respect to the layoffs and things happening around the industry. Yes. Over the past few years, we have been hearing several waves of layoff across the global technology industry, be it any reason, whatever reason. So, from your experience working in large delivery organizations, do you think these layoffs are unavoidable business decisions? Or do you think if businesses can adopt some smart strategies earlier, that would reduce the likelihood of reaching that extreme stage of layoff? How does it work from that your point of view?
See, earlier, previous 10 years back layoffs, we used to hear from our US friends and all, pink slips. All of a sudden, they are giving those and all. Is kind of a like it's not actually ethic to do that, right? Just like that, calling one person and asking you to leave on Fridays, those things and all, it's not good. And we never experienced that in at least in our Indian organizations and all.
Right.
But at the same time, what we need to do is, okay, so that didn't happen in Indian organization, but now we are hearing there are layoffs are happening in all companies, irrespective of MNCs, product companies, service provider, everywhere it's happening. So, see, as I told you in the beginning of this meeting, IT industry works only with human resources. You can have a laptop, you can have a data center network. How much it is going to expense for you? It's very minimum. The major expenses what IT companies are doing only for human resources, correct? Because human resources are the only resource who can deliver what a client is required in the IT industry. As simple as that. Then I told you one more thing also. This is as of today, but in the future it is going to happen. Human resources and tool. This is going to be unavoidable. Those days, what we had a tool and all, nothing. It is just a software, right? We used the software, we developed, we tested, we deployed, etc., etc. Those are all the softwares enabled our developers to do the code so that to meet the business requirement. That is not the case going forward, right? You know very well, right? The tool itself is going to do the job of a developer, a tester, a deployment perspective, etc., etc. A scrum master job it's going to do. We are already seeing that, start seeing that. So forget about all the layoffs has happened so far. From today, in the future, what is going to happen is what we have to seriously think about it. So this ideology should come from a developer level. Okay, fine. So we are an IT industry. I'm fine. But what is that I'm doing? I'm doing a development. I mean, I'm doing a coding, hundreds of lines, thousands of lines doing. But at the same time, one guy called Claude, Anthropic Claude, he introduced a tool, and that tool is also doing the same thing for $20 per month, right? When it is doing, then what I'm doing? That kind of idea, that kind of mindset should come from a developer level to all the levels. From today, I'm saying, Bala, not about the past. Past is past. From today onwards, if people started thinking about this is what the scenario is, unavoidable. And this one human resource with a zero tool is gone, and one human resource with a one tool is going to come. It's already there. So what happens is slowly this tool will go up. Human resource dependency will come down. If not in 1 year, it's going to be in 2-3 years. So what this human resource will do with the tool matters going forward. Whether he is able to learn this tool, whether he is able to manage the tool, that is what it matters going forward, right? A person who just do the code in Java is gone. For example, I'm telling, not in Java, I'm just telling in any technology. A person who is capable of learning the new tools, how is fastly is adapting, how effectively is using the tool, correct? 10 developers are there. They are doing the hundreds of lines of coding. 5 testers are there, 2 deployment guys are there, all put together 20 people will be there. The tool which it can do all these 3 jobs, how many people it required? It required maybe a 2 developer to just do the checks, right? It might require a 1 test lead, it might require a 1 deployment lead. So instead of a 20 members team, only a 3-member 4-member team is enough, no? So this should be seen from the developer tester level, not thinking that a company is laying off. The environment itself is going to push them out. As simple as that. That environment means, what is the environment is? The way like how the tools are coming into the market. For the tool I'm talking about, the AI tools I'm talking about, not the generic tools. I'm talking exclusively on the tools that are going to replace the IT jobs, developers, operations, BPO jobs, it's going to replace it. Call centers, it's going to replace. It started from there, now it is coming to the developer also. Correct? It's going to do the development also. So people should think in that aspect, and they should see that this environment is going to laying off them, not on the companies. If they come to that mindset, Bala, their agony will not be on the companies. It will be on the environment. Oh my God, this situation is up like this. So what should I do? Is the question should they ask. Then you learn, you upskill, wherever you can use your talent, you do that. But sustaining in this market, in this environment, it's going to be a difficult task, and people should not even use the word as layoff going forward. It's not layoff. It, by the system itself, the environment itself, it is going to push them out. When it is going to push them out, wherever they are working in the organization, it is going to help further to push out. That's it.
Right. See, generally, when there is a layoff in large organization, obviously it affects the people who have been laid off. But there is also, for people who are still there, there'll be a mental agony, right? Okay, am I in the next set of layoffs? There'll be a bit of confusion, etc. There'll be lack of confidence, etc. So, as a leader, how do you ensure that you rebuild the confidence in such events?
So the way the one which I told you, when the tool is going up, this guy should know how to use the tool. That is the only thing which we have to ensure, that the people are much aware of what's happening and give them the roadmap also. It's not like, hey, all developers are gone, you're gone, testers are gone. Not like that. We need to give a guidance to the people.
Right.
Get into this. See, there are a lot of tools now, but how we are using is, we are just using it as a helper, assistance for us. Copilot or whatever it is we are using, right? But we should seriously think, apart from these tools, I'm telling you, apart from these tools, anything else that is coming up in the market, do some research and try to go and learn that. Because tomorrow, among the 10 developers, if 8 developers are being moved out, at least 2 developers are required, right? And that guy should be knowing how to manage this. And you can't just straight away your delivery lead will not bring the tool. Hey, use this tool. Nobody is going to give you on the plate. They will see. They will see. You will be in a position of expressing yourself, highlighting yourself. I've trained. I learned that tool. I'm doing some POCs in this tool. Etc. 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 You have to keep showcasing that. Showcasing means not just like that I learned. You have to show that in the system. Hey, see, I use this tool. Instead of doing all those things, this tool itself is bringing this code. It's deploying, etc. You have to showcase that. If you showcase that, what happens among the 10 people, Bala, easily I can pick you up. So tomorrow, if a situation comes in, hey boss, I think client is expecting for us to use this particular AI tool. Who is the better? If I search, this guy will be the better guy. So what a leadership team should do, and we are doing, is we are insisting the people to go and learn a lot of tools, certify themselves, not just stick on to only your development core skill. Go and find out in the market, and we offer them for certifications, vouchers, lot of things. From the leadership team, we can do it. So that simple one word: make people to upskill. That's all. Upskill on what? And you should be in a position to know what is that they have to upskill. It's not like just like that, I go and upskill. You should be in a position to guide them in what skill they have to upskill, what tool should they learn, and you give the guidance. From there, who's picking up fast, who's smart, they are the people who will stick. So what happens? No, that kind of a time, people will not think, okay, what I'm going to do. If situation is situation, voila, nobody can change it, right? If a situation comes in, everybody has to move out. But thinking about the situation and screwing up the existing current day is not going to help us. It is actually going to spoil your day.
Awesome. Thank you for that. With respect to this section, my last question is, when do you think an organization should hire an employee versus a contractor? Because I have seen some cases where like some founders have like a 3-month project, 6-month project, and this they hire an employee, and after 6 months they decide to leave him because the project is over. According to you, what should be the minimum focal length that should be there while hiring an employee?
See, first of all, why we are hiring is we have a specific requirement. We are looking for a skill sets. Simple, right? If the skill sets is, if you are getting it quickly from a person, let him be a FTE, let him be a third party contractor. That does not matter. Provided if that person is willing to come as an employee, as an FTE with the package, or a contractor will demand more, right? That is the way we are getting impacted as a founder like you. Hey, I have a requirement. I am going for the skill. This guy is saying huge money, and this guy is saying as an employee is also asking huge money. And employee is saying that if I have to come and join, I will take 3 months. Contractor is saying I can come and join in 1 month. What is it I can do? Whom should I go? Provided both the guys are equally talented, equally experienced for this particular skill. It's very simple. It's based upon our requirement only, Bala. For our requirement, if you don't have even a, for example, you have 10 resources requirements with the same skill set. At least if you have two or three resources already you have within your organization, you can bet and go for a FT. And you might not have only the 3 people, you might be having another 3 people whom you'll keep training them. At any given point of a time, that's what a company will do, right? They won't rely only on these 3 people. They have some internal bench strength. They will train these people. 3+2 or 3+3, they will start working on. So you have a 6-members team with 3 people experienced, superb experience. 3 are just learning. So you are in a safer position. You can wait for another 2 months to get an FT. Assume that you don't have anybody, zero resources, but you have an order in your hand. Client wants to start it within 1 month. You can't go for FT. Straight away go for a contractor. And contractor is something that is going to be the savior for you. Actually, we should not see a contractor as always as a expensive people. Contractors are the saviors for all the companies whoever wants to jumpstart their work. Okay, get the contractor, start the work. Maybe you might be coming for you might be having a contract for 6 months or some time. You might be paying a huge money. Pay it. Then how do you gain your customer confidence, Bala? It's not easy, right? They are giving the orders to you just because of your capability, and if you uh, worryingly a bad situation, you don't have even a one capability, or you just have only one, you can't run the show. You have to get a contractor, and contractor you should not see him also as a always a temporary worker. You always need to see that person as a person who is saving your current situation into a hardship. See like that, place a contractor. In meanwhile, you take the FTEs, mingle that with the contractor, take your bench people, train them. So you have contractors, you have FTEs, you have the trained skills of people. All these three blending together should be in a team always. It's not like you got settled down at 3-4 months of time. So I will send out the contractor won't work. You provided that person is not really skilled. If you found that was average skill, and if your FTs are equal or more skilled than him, then you take a call. But my opinion is you have that blend always. Contractor, at least one or two. If you have 20 members of team, at least one or initial stage you can have even plenty of contractors as well, and then strategically you can reduce it, but always have at least 2 to 3 contractors in your team. I'm telling you about the people, the companies where they don't have bench at all. I'm not talking about bigger organization. Bigger organization, they can easily manage. They have the bench strength. They can easily get the people from other projects. Startups or middle level companies, they can't just rely only on FTEs and trainees, right? They need to get in the contractor, have them, build your team, and then you decide whether you have to keep how many contractors in your team.
So, Mangal, so coming to the end of the interview, in this AI era, when with the rise of AI agents and all, do you think in future retention will be more valuable or less valuable? What do you think?
So retention is always valuable.
Even in the AI era.
Yeah, any era, retention should happen. Retention, without retention strategy, we need to have a retention strategy, Bala. As like how we have a strategy for all our businesses, we need to also have a retention strategy. Retention strategy, it is a must, because without the resources you cannot run the show. Right? Only thing is there will be a small difference in your AI infusion in another 5 years of time. Instead of 50 members of team, you might be having 30 members or 20 members of team. Remaining, the tool will manage it, but still you have 20 members of team, right? Till the end of the world, you might be going with this 20 members of team only. You cannot run the show only with the AI tool. Then AI tool itself, it will learn all the pattern, and it will say, Bala, I don't want you also. You're a founder, but I only take care of it. So we can't just rely on all those things. So I'm just kidding, but it won't happen like that. But it will learn, it will evolve. It's not like AI tool are just going to do our job today. It will evolve. At one point of a time, it will be in a commanding position also, right? That's okay. But still, in comparing with the AI, will I have to retain? Any given point of a time, we have to do the retain.
Got it. So, as a closing question, so looking ahead for the next 10 years with this AI and all, do you believe that retention will be easier or harder for the organizations to achieve?
Retention, it's going to be tricky because of the reason that one way, if you see, retention will be going to easy because of the thing that people already have the mindset of, okay, AI has taken over the role, taken over the job. So if I have to just keep jumping, that jumping and all, it won't happen going forward. I think we need to stick on to one company, and we have to give the value to them and take the value from them. That is the way people mindset will come already there. And the one way it will make that retention will be easier, because you don't have to spend much time. The people itself, they have the mindset, they themselves, they know it's not easy to jump nowadays like previous year. Same way, when people with the same mindset, people, everybody will be there, and all will think an aspect that they will be fast, very fast, rapidly they will upskill themselves with this kind of a situation. Upskilling is going to be a huge revolution in terms of the IT industry. People are not going to sit at one particular technology or for 10 years. They will keep upskilling every 6 months and 1 year. Then what happens? This guy, whom you are thinking that he will be there for long term, because of the AI thing, he won't jump like previously. This guy will be upskilled very fast. He will say, "Boss, bye." Then again, your retention will be a problem only. So that's what I said. It's a tricky. We should see. We should wait and see how this is going to happen.
Got it. Got it. So thank you, Mangal. It was a great conversation. We learned a lot. I hope it will be very value added for the book. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bala, for giving this opportunity to explain all the experiences and insights of it. Thanks a lot.